Ministry of Health's contact tracing efforts result in 38 being quarantined following recent protocol breach. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, I am Rikisha St. Louis. 38 persons are now in quarantine following aggressive contact tracing efforts by the Ministry of Health in the wake of a breach of Grenada's COVID-19 protocols by a medical doctor and his wife who arrived here on November 1st. The individuals who were approved for quarantine visited 4 restaurant facilities in the south of the island before receiving the results of their PCR test that were conducted on November 5th. Records of the names of staff and patrons were provided by 3 of the 4 facilities, but 1 was non-compliant. During the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing on Wednesday, Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele warned that facility could face possible fines.
In keeping with the public health regulations, there is a possibility of fines, and most definitely, as Minister, I have no intention of seeing any establishment reopen that has been non-compliant. And in fact, at present, as we had announced previously, we have stepped up on the monitoring of establishments as we approach the Christmas season, and those that are non-compliant, from accommodation establishments to entertainment establishments, will be closed until they have gone through again the necessary training and convinced the Ministry of Health and contact tracing team and Dr. Charles's team that they are compliant and therefore worthy to reopen again. But establishments will remain closed that were non-compliant in this instance. And as we go through over the next 24 to 48 hours of inspections, other establishments will be closed.
Patrons to the 3 compliant facilities are awaiting their first round of tests on Friday. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles appeals to establishments to follow the protocols, which he says will reduce the burden of anxiety that can be placed on the public.
It further drives home the point and the importance of businesses following the protocols and following the guidelines that are issued by the Ministry of Health. Because at the end of the day, they are designed to protect the population. In addition, the staff and the public in general are encouraged to follow the guidelines, follow the protocols that are outlined by the Ministry of Health, because it is in their interest so that when situations like this occurs, it will reduce the anxiety, because persons will not have to lose sleep wondering whether they were infected or not, because they were already following what was prescribed and what was outlined.
An important lesson learned following the breach was that although mandated by the ministry, a GPS device was not placed on the individuals, although all other protocols were followed. Installation and monitoring of the GPS device is being done by a third-party service provider, and Minister Steele says they will now review the service to ensure that it is either strengthened or determine whether they need to seek alternative means.
The other lesson here is that at some of the establishments where the protocols were followed, the risk of exposure to individuals has been minimum. But that one establishment was not following the protocols at that point in time, and therefore the risk of exposure is considered to be quite high. We do hope that none of the individuals in question have been exposed, but we have to take the necessary precautions and have adjusted accordingly to ensure as best as possible that this does not happen again.
Continuing the news, the government of Grenada has acquired a portion of land in the Soubise area in close proximity with the low-income housing settlement to create a playing field for the residents there. Parliamentary representative for the area, Honourable Yolan Bain Hosford, recently took the GIS on a site visit to the area to provide an update on the scope of work being undertaken.
Right there you have over 200 children running up and down. It's a hilly area and it's not very comfortable for them to play, kids. But they carry on and they're running all over the place playing with each other. So we saw that very, very early and we looked to acquire this property here. This is not owned by government. So it was acquired. We went through the process of acquiring it. And so we are here now trying to clear it so that we can put an adequate playing field for these youngsters to enjoy and to play.
Honourable Bain Hosford says despite the present economic challenges, government is committed to doing what it can to ensure that it meets the needs of the communities.
The first phase of this program is coming under the special project, the clearing. The second phase, we are searching for funds now. And in the budget, we are putting for a third phase of the project. So I know it would cost over $100,000 to have this place in order. So we are searching for that now because we have to backfill. As you see, it's a swampy area. But I think at the end of the day, that would be a plus for the area because there is no space, there is no area near to here that they can recreate. The next place is the sea.
Claudius Pear of Pear's Trucking and Equipment Services was awarded the contract to clear the debris from the site. He explained what has been done to date.
What occurred is first phase. We cleared the place because he had a lot of long grass, and it was very difficult to see the condition of the land. So we cleared that, and that's the first phase. And this is where we are now. It's completed. The second phase will be a leveling of this area. Also here we have to do some dumping there to bring up this thing to that height. See, we have some debris there which we have to take away, and this has to be dumped. You notice we have a mark this way and a mark down this way, so we have to get a level to get to those marks.
Honourable Bain Hosford says the facility, once completed, will be a tremendous benefit to the wellness of the community. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. Efforts to change the current structure of road traffic management and address the challenges facing the sector were supported by members of the Upper House on Tuesday. Minister for Transport Senator Norland Cox presented the Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2020, which seeks to change the way the sector is being managed by moving the Transport Board to a statutory board, the Grenada Transport Commission. The Commission will function under improved settings and will be responsible for advising the Minister on all matters pertaining to road transport and traffic, including transport rates, fares, dues, or other charges, and license duties, among others. Senator Cox says the amendment is the first in a series of changes to be made.
We have a number of engagements ranging regarding issues not limited to either bus routes, dealing with bus routes, bus fares, road safety, road condition, pollution, derelict vehicles, a number of issues ranging over a period of time which the public do normally discuss over and over. And this is, because of this backdrop, Mr. President, Those are some of the issues that are facing the current structure of what governs the road authority or the transportation sector in Grenada currently.
Senator Cox explained that the current construct of the Transport Board has limitations, therefore making it impossible to properly manage the sector. He said now is the opportune time to make the necessary changes.
One of the things that we are recognizing, Mr. President, the sector is being bombarded by a number of opportunities. Currently, about 1/3 of our population is a representation of the amount of vehicles that we have in Grenada. So that gives you a picture of what we are facing. And with the current construct of the Transport Board, it presents itself with limitations for satisfactorily managing this sector in the best manner and presenting the opportunities or dealing with those opportunities as we move forward. And so we believe that the time is now for us to start making those logical adjustments so that this new Transport Commission will consume the current responsibilities and also add new responsibilities to the Commission going forward.
He said a transport study will be conducted to propose ways the sector can be enhanced. Finally, in the news, high-yield farming techniques at a new smart greenhouse facility being established at Lasages in St. David. Karima Lewis tells us more in this report.
On Tuesday, a sword-turning ceremony was held for start of the erection of the facility on the grounds of the Chinese demonstration farm at Lasages. Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Peter David, says greenhouse farming technology is the way to go to increase agriculture production and bring greater profits to farmers.
This technology is the future of agriculture. I urge our farmers to use whatever technology is available to enhance our agricultural production.
The new facility is part of the expanding agricultural mission and a broadened program of assistance by the People's Republic of China. China's ambassador to Grenada is Dr. Zhao Yongchen.
The smart greenhouse is part of the Agriculture Technical Cooperation Project Phase 7 between our two countries. The smart greenhouse is another endeavor by Chinese government to assist Grenada to restore agriculture production. Following a donation of the 1.2 billion EC dollar agriculture machinery and 17 sets of larger greenhouses.
Minister David praised China's assistance to agriculture in Grenada.
We speak a lot about encouraging youth to become involved in agriculture. We speak a lot about technology in agriculture. We speak a lot about the need, particularly in COVID, to advance agriculture. This is what we speak about when we speak about advancing agriculture. This greenhouse, as my brother Thompson indicated, is the first of its type in Grenada. This greenhouse has all of the automation necessary to ensure that we have production all year round. We are extremely happy in the Ministry of Agriculture to receive this.
Parliamentary representative for St. David and Foreign Minister Honorable Oliver Joseph said the equipment will be of great advantage to Grenada's food security plan.
Our food input bill for 2019 was 350 million EC dollars.
Jesus.
For a country that is an agricultural country, we have to reduce this food input bill. And COVID has provided us with the opportunity to do just that. So the Minister of Agriculture, there's one committee looking at agriculture and farming in a sustained way, and he has the report. And as he indicated, we have to do the agriculture production in a planned way.
This greenhouse, when erected at the Chinese mission, will serve as a training spot where farmers can learn the mechanisms of a fully automated greenhouse, which would reflect crops grown in a fully controlled environment, free from pests and diseases interference, and the elements. This initiative forms part of the 7th phase of agricultural production between Grenada and the People's Republic of China. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
Thank you, Karima. That story just ended the national report for today, Wednesday, November 11th. Let's recap the top story. Ministry of Health's contact tracing efforts result in 38 being quarantined following recent protocol breach. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.